You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dilla T, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you all liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss no episodes, and sharing this with the world. And as always, when you come in the house, family, get comfortable. Get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, Impeachment on Trump. While Trump out here with this NATO summit, let's get into this here.
Daddy Trump. That's right. NATO referred to Donald Trump as Daddy. Trump drops this F-bomb. He's pissed off at Israel, Iran. And he says, you know, sometimes you got to use strong language. He says, Daddy's got to use strong language. I'm just going to say it again. It's hilarious. Trump has responded to it. The press is blowing up. Trump has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize again over his Israel-Iran ceasefire. I find the thing kind of funny. Nobel Peace Prize. Barack Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize for doing nothing. So I'm not sure I really value that a whole lot.
Hold on, fam. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. Let's get right. We about to cook, man. NATO chief calls Trump Daddy after the president dropped the F-bomb. You remember when he said Iran and Israel don't know what the fuck they're doing? And then he walked off and went to the plane? NATO chief calls Trump Daddy. Let's keep going.
Daddy Trump. That's right. NATO referred to Donald Trump as Daddy. Trump drops this F-bomb. He's pissed off at Israel, Iran. And he says, you know, sometimes you got to use strong language. He says, Daddy's got to use strong language. I'm just going to say it again. It's hilarious. Trump has responded to it. The press is blowing up. Trump has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize again.
Nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Israel-Iran ceasefire.
What?
I find the thing kind of funny. Nobel Peace Prize. Barack Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize for doing nothing. So I'm not sure I really value that a whole lot. Especially considering we're talking about Donald Trump bombing a country, then getting peace, and I'm saying you deserve a peace prize for this. And it's like, to be honest, it's a tremendous feat to bomb a foreign country and then get peace afterwards. That's impressive. I mean,
that's like putting your foot down.
Strikes, say it again. But any leader dreams of when they engage in a military strike, the other nation just saying, okay, you win. Just like 12-day war.
See, that's some soft shit. See, that's the difference, because other nations so used to just being on some, you know, if we start bombing y'all, shit get too much out of hand. Oh my God, let's pull back. Let's not put our foot down. Let's not stand on business. That's the situation with Trump. The man is standing on business. He done bombed some shit. Now NATO is calling him Daddy, like literally Daddy, on the newspapers, the outlets. They calling Trump Daddy. So in my mind, I'm like, if he had to step in and then get on some bully shit and say this is what we doing, and then tell y'all to cease fire and you didn't, and then all of a sudden he shoot and bomb some bunkers 3 times, and then he go to the NATO summit and they calling him Daddy. Don't that seem like a bunch of soft-ass presidents? You gotta understand, man, you got some soft-ass presidents, man. You got some soft-ass world leaders. You got some weak-ass, you know, directors and shit. Weak motherfuckers. So for Trump, they looking at him like, man, I appreciate you so much for saying fuck Iran and Israel, or saying they don't know what the fuck they're doing in a provocative way, or using profane language to the media right there in the public. So they praising that man for that. Clearly, because they don't have a voice. They don't do that. They've never done that. Trump is not looked at in America's eyes as a real political president. He's looked at more as a realtor that sells properties and got a lot of money off his name, Trump. That's how we see Trump. So for him to be talking shit in the media or cussing, I don't find that fucked up, because I expect him to be on that foolish shit. But because he's in the highest office of the land, he is literally getting respect from NATO chief at the NATO summit just for cussing in the media. You ain't never heard no president cuss in the media. I ain't never heard fuck, shit, damn, got nothing. Nothing. Ever. Let's keep going. Because you finna see the power of what that just did for Trump and how he just put his foot down by being able to just use profane language to the media, to the world. And what that just did when he went to the NATO summit, how that looks to other world leaders. That is the issue here. That's what he's doing. That's how you implement and brainwash. Because at the end of the day, as long as you plant the seed in the motherfucker mind, the world is going to water it, and that bullshit is going to grow. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Hit that like button when you come in here. Subscribe. We cooking. I said all Trump has to do is plant seeds in our minds. And then the media comes and water that seed. And then that shit grow into whatever the fuck they created that seed to be. That's what's going on right now about how he can be praised just for saying a F-bomb on media. To the media. Let's keep going.
Daddy Trump. That's right. NATO referred to Donald Trump as daddy. Trump drops this F-bomb. He's pissed off at Israel, Iran. And he says, you know, sometimes you got to use strong language. He says, daddy's got to use strong language. I'm just going to say it again. It's hilarious. Trump has responded to it. The press is blowing up.
Wow.
Trump has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize again over his Israel-Iran ceasefire.
The man getting nominated for Nobel. Think about that, man. What the fuck is that? Trump is getting nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize because you got to understand what the prize is. It's called Nobel Peace. Nobel Peace. Clearly, he's getting acknowledged for trying to bring peace to this Iran and Israel war. So I get that part. But in the same sense, it's untraditional in the way he's doing it. Because trust me, family, tonight, y'all gonna follow me. Y'all gonna walk with me tonight. Because in the midst of Donald Trump being at the NATO summit, being praised for dropping the F-bomb, the U.S. Congress is trying to impeach him as me and you talk right now, tonight. And we're going to break that shit down too. Because like I told y'all, whatever the fuck Trump doing against the law, he doing what the fuck he want the way he want to do it. And you don't think it's people that's standing by like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? You bombing shit without checking in. You can't bomb shit just because you're the president. 2022, Trump said, we can't call in the National Guard just because we're mad. There are certain stipulations in place for that. Clearly, he didn't use none of that shit in this situation. He just bombed some shit. Then he just cussed on the media. And now he's getting praised in the NATO summit. And he done broke every law there is in America just to be in the position he in right now. Let's keep going.
Oh, kind of funny. Nobel Peace Prize. Barack Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize for
and didn't do
nothing.
shit.
So I'm not sure I really value that a whole lot. Especially considering we're talking about Donald Trump bombing a country, then getting peace, and I'm saying you deserve a peace prize for this. And it's like, to be honest, it's a tremendous feat to bomb a foreign country and then get peace afterwards.
That's crazy.
I mean, I'm not a fan of these
that's what I
strikes.
told you. Trump is a gangster. See, Trump is a gangster. Trump bombed. See, you got to understand, only gangsters move like that. They'll fuck you up, and then your ass gonna get in line after. That's the situation here. You understand? That's what's going on with Trump. He ended up sending bombs, and now everybody respect him. See, other world leaders don't move like that. They would never think to just send some bombs somewhere and then look for the respect after, or feel like they just made a point or bullied somebody. Other people ain't doing that. Other countries ain't doing that, fam. So for Trump to just bomb some shit and then get praised later, none of these people feel like he's broken no laws. But he's broken every goddamn law in America. But to the world, to global, it looks like he's the big bad fucking wolf. And by the way, my bad, we, America, we, you and me, we look like the big bad wolf because everything Trump does represents you and me. Never forget that, fam. Like y'all, some of y'all don't agree with Trump. Some of you motherfuckers didn't vote for Trump. Some of y'all hate Trump. Some of y'all ain't got no love for Trump. Some of y'all will never even want to be in the same room with Trump. But yet, everything he's doing represents you and me to the world, globally. So right now, yeah, they calling Trump daddy, but really they calling America daddy. What they call Trump is what they calling us. So right now, we're considered as daddy in this motherfucker to the NATO summit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we bullying motherfuckers. We pushing niggas out the way. We ain't playing with nobody. If you don't want to get in line, we gonna run over you. That's basically what this is with Trump. And now he's being praised for this shit, while all the while the U.S. Congress is trying to impeach this man. Impeachment. Because of every move he's made without checking in. Let's keep going.
Again, but any leader dreams of when they engage in a military strike, the other nation just saying, okay, you win. Just like 12-day war. So here's the story from the Hill. NATO chief calls Trump daddy after president drops F-bomb. Let's roll.
NATO chief called him daddy after he dropped the dress bomb. You hear that? They calling this man daddy. Like, what? That's some crazy shit. This is 2025. What the fuck?
The intelligence says we don't know. It could have been very severe. That's what the intelligence says. So I guess that's correct. But I think we can take that we don't know. It was very severe. It was obliteration. And you'd think that a media outlet would say, isn't that a great thing? I mean, more importantly for the pilots, for the military, you take their guts out. You take their absolute guts out. They had a tremendous attack. It was a complete obliteration. The other team, the other group, Iran, said, let's stop this. And you know what? Israel said it too. Very smart. They fought like hell, and then they said, let's stop. And they're going to build themselves. And I really see it as sticking. I mean, we may do papers on it, Marco. Maybe we're going to do papers. I don't even know if you need them. They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't.
What'd I say?
Let them fight for about 2-3
What'd I
minutes.
say?
Then it's easy to stop.
He been looking at Iran and Israel as two kids at a schoolyard this whole entire time, and that he had to step in as the teacher or the principal and discipline both of them. Grown ass men, grown ass people, grown ass everything. And this is what he's had to do, and that's how he's speaking in terms right now. Let's keep going.
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
I think we have to join Yellowstone.
Yes, we're going to join some other group. Yes, thank you. Katie, one
last question. Do you believe
she's so good.
Thank you, Mr. President.
She used to be very difficult. Go ahead.
I don't know if the NATO chief realized what he was doing when he was calling Trump daddy. Because when I saw the news,
The NATO chief. This ain't just a NATO member. The chief.
In what context? Well, there was the context. Now, Trump has responded to this.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
What?
I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? He did it very affectionate.
Y'all heard this shit?
Daddy.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though?
This reporter just said, how do you feel about being called daddy by the NATO general? He like, oh, I heard him, but if I hear him again, I'm going to hit him hard. See, that's that other shit right there. See, we ain't on that. Nah, because you heard Trump? Man, let's bring that back for the people in the back. Let's bring it back for the people in the back.
Realized what he was doing when he was calling Trump daddy. Because when I saw the news, it says NATO chief calls Trump daddy. I was like, what? Like,
The
in
fuck?
what context?
In what world?
There was the context. Now, Trump has responded to this.
Mark Rutte, the NATO
This the
chief,
reporter.
who is your friend. He called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me.
He said he called him
Yes,
daddy.
I'll let you know, I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? He did it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
Do you
Oh
regard
my
your NATO
God.
allies, though?
I mean, he
as kind of
embarrassing this
children?
man.
They're obviously listening to you, and they're spending.
This is a dumb question.
By the way, this is a
I'm gonna
dumb
tell you
fucking
exactly what's
question.
going
The
on.
stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. What's up, Bruce Poor? We in here.
The question is, and you've got seconds to think of one. She wanted to ask Trump about being called daddy, but what do you really ask? Do you have any response to being called daddy? Maybe. Do you view the NATO countries as
I'm
children?
like, what are you supposed to say?
Of course he does. It's stupid. But it allows her to ask Trump a question where Trump can assert he is daddy.
First of all, think about it, fam. If you're the president and this other president calling you daddy because you just checked the shit out of two other motherfucking world leaders, you gotta feel some type of way as a man. Fuck is you talking about? Don't call me daddy because I just checked niggas. I just put niggas in position as we should all be doing. Nigga, fuck is wrong with you? I ain't your daddy, boy. Fuck wrong with you? Trump should have said that, but Trump over there like, oh yeah, he called me daddy. Okay, well I come back and hit him again harder. He was very affectionate calling me daddy. The fuck that sound like? See, what I say the other day? It walk like a duck. It quack like a duck. It's a fucking duck. Trump and them talking that shit like they own that type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? That shit ain't funny. Y'all world leaders calling each other daddy out this motherfucker, talking about you gonna come hit them hard and be affectionate with them. To the global world. Let's keep going.
More, and you're obviously appreciative of that. But do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend themselves, defend Europe on their own?
I think they need help a little bit at the beginning, and I think they'll be able to. And I think they're going to remember this day. And this was a big day for NATO. You know, this was a very big day. They took it. One of the gentlemen said, you know what? We've been trying to raise money raise the rate for 30 years, he said, 20 years, from almost the beginning. And he's been there for a long time. He said, until you came along, it never happened. What you did is amazing. It's been sort of an amazing day for a lot of reasons, but also for that. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think they can do it without you, though, in the future? Can they do it without
ask Mark.
States?
I think you have to ask Mark.
Daddy Trump.
Now he called Daddy Trump because he's talking about
Nobel
can they
Peace
make
Prize
things
for the
happen with
Iranian
Trump in the
ceasefire
future,
deal.
period. See, the fact that Trump, see, this was going to happen. Let's get real. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. Hit that like button. Subscribe. There's no filters. We cooking in here. The fact that Trump just sat there and dropped the F-bomb, dropped bombs literally, and then got globally praised for doing this shit. See, that's how I know, fam. They're gonna use Trump and us as America to usher in the level of World War III. And I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. They're gonna use Trump to usher in the level of World War III because why? Trump is the only world leader that will publicly come out and say any fucking thing on his mind. And he don't feel no type of way that anybody can stop him. So why wouldn't they use Trump to usher in the World War III agenda? Because who's going to stop him? I'll wait. I mean, like, who's going to stop Trump? If he can do this, if he can do all of this shit breaking the law, if he can break the American law, goddammit, the American law, United States law, if he can break law doing what the fuck he want, and then get praised globally at a NATO summit for breaking the law, tell me why won't they use him to usher in World War III to destroy and create anarchy and chaos. Because who's going to stop him? Especially if he's doing this shit by himself and he don't even have no backing from nobody. He's just doing what the fuck he want on his own tour, on his own soil, on our own American soil. Fam, who's the fuck to say when the other people get involved with this nigga and back him for doing shit that they know is really unconstitutional? Because the shit he doing is unconstitutional. Even down to using profane language to the media when you talking. Now, he didn't necessarily say fuck Israel and fuck Iran. He said that Israel and Iran are kids and that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. If he can talk like that, he can he can say what the fuck he want out here. You understand that? If he can talk like that, he can say what the fuck he want. So who is to say why he wouldn't be used to usher in the agenda of the World War III? Because nobody's going to stop him. And also everybody's going to praise him because he's the only one that would have the balls to even speak like that. Why? Because he's not a political person. He's not a real president, fam. He's a gangster. He come from the streets with this motherfucking regular get money shit. See what I say about the gajillionaires, what I say about millionaires, billionaires, cajillionaires. Oh, my bad. Zillionaires, then cajillionaires. Millionaires, billionaires, zillionaires, and then cajillionaires. And when you get to that fucking money, you can do what the fuck you want and don't be stopped or be said nothing to. This shit is getting scary, fam, because they're going to use Trump to usher in anarchy globally. One world government. Let me say it again for the niggas in the back that's rolling a blunt right now, fixing their drink, getting something to eat. They're going to use Trump and America, you and me, to usher in World War III. When you see that shit on the news saying breaking news, World War III has begun. But we literally watching this shit with Trump right now. He can talk bad, cuss motherfuckers out. He can bomb shit without nobody doing. Stop it. So you should really be thoughtful right now about if Trump can do all this. Have you not thought about what they can use Trump for? Because if he's doing it by himself, they can use him for shit now. He got all this big, beautiful bill. And then what's that other shit I seen? Like some 2025. It was like a big book. Some like new 2025 agenda. What was that shit called? Let me know, fam, in the comments. It was called like the new 2025 agenda. Some shit. It was like something. When it first came out and everybody was talking about it. And they was trying to make it seem like Trump and them wasn't a part of that. And if you actually read what was in that new 2025 agenda for the world, it was real fucked up. They was talking about shit like if public schools was getting funded by the government, then all the kids had to enlist for the military type shit. Yeah, that's what the fuck was in that book. Let me say that again for the niggas in the back. In that book of the 2025 new agenda, they were talking about elementary schools and schools abroad being funded publicly. And if they were, they would have to, their kids would have to enlist in the military. At this motherfucking age right now. Why? Because the government is funding your school. So you're going to do what the government wants you to do. That's what's in that book. So in my head, I'm like, Trump and them know about that shit. They know what's going on with that shit. I'm just trying to figure out, when are they really going to implement that book? And shit like this is the beginning of that shit as I'm talking about. Because now you have NATO praising Trump in the midst of Trump breaking the law and American laws. just to be in power and do what he's doing. Let's keep going.
I look at this as kind of okay, I guess. Excuse me. Here's what I say about the war and all that stuff. You really want to press me on this? I don't know that we're in a better or worse off position. Obviously, the pro-Israel side is saying that we got a great outcome here. Trump bombed the nuclear
Trump
facilities.
bombing shit.
Trump
Hit that like button. You already know. No
I'll show you
filters.
this.
Subscribe, fam. There's no filters. We in here. We cooking.
You've got the media reporting that there's this leaked intel report saying they didn't do enough damage to Iran. They've only set them back months. It's an
What's up,
assessment.
JC? I see you in the building. You already know, fam. FAM, we in here. What's up, Samuel? Samuel Gahn says, sounds like homeschooling would be better. I heard you, fam. Turn up the volume for this one says, I saw a video that showed Trump signing a bill stating that you would need certain documentation to get food and medicine very soon. What are your thoughts? Shout out to Turn Up the Volume for this one. See, that's why we heard No Filters, because we all family. We all want to incorporate the information needed that if I have it, you know I'm going to give it to you because I want you to take care of you and your kids and be prepared for what's coming. But I also appreciate FAM, F-A-M, for tapping in and dropping the comments that also gives us the information we need. Let me say it again. Turn Up the Volume says, I saw a video that showed Trump signing a bill stating that you would need certain documentation to get food and medicine very soon. What are my thoughts? Let me tell you what my thoughts is. My thoughts are the RFID chip. My thoughts are world war government. One world government. My thoughts are that is a real thing that will happen. That you're going to need the chip to eat, drink, live, your necessary every need wants. You're going to need the chip. So that's what that really is, Turn Up the Volume. That documentation can be the beginning of the chip being needed for you to have access to able to eat, live, sleep, shit, piss, everything you want to do living in this motherfucking world that you're doing right now. That's the situation. So if you seen that documentation, I would love to find out where that documentation at. That Turn Up the Volume says that documentation is for you to be able to get food and medicine very soon. So to me, if they're implementing that now, we are in World War III now. Psychologically, financially, economically, shit, meteorology. Shit is changing so much now that you have to know if that man just said or that woman just said that they seen a documentation that you're going to need to sign some shit to get some food and some medicine to take care of you and your family. Oh, nigga, we here. It's here. It's right now. So don't keep telling me we're not in World War III right now. This is the beginning of the end of things when it comes to controlling and one world government. So you need to not ignore these things. We need to not be scared. We need to not hinder, fret. We need to not be ashamed. We need to stand. Because where you gonna go? Where you running to? Oh no, I wait. Just let me know where you gonna run to. Where you going? Where you going? Nah, motherfucker, let me know where you going. Because, see, some of you motherfuckers think y'all, y'all like y'all outsmarting the world or something. Bitch, you stay in the same fucking world I'm in. Where you going? If war is here, you're in it. You're a part of it. Shout out to JC. JC says, shit, Turn Up the Volume. I wouldn't doubt all of it. And then Nico said, this animated guy has no clue what he's on about. I appreciate you, Nico. Make sure you hit that like button. Come on in. Subscribe to the channel. We know everything. See, this is an informational-based channel, understanding no filters. We have no feelings about how you give a fuck, Nico. That's what No Filters is. We don't give a fuck about none of that shit you talking, partner. We care about letting information be heard about understanding. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a fucking duck. If it sound like war, if it look like war, it's motherfucking war. You understand me? And you're going to be one of them dumbasses that's going to be sitting back waiting for the this just in. World War III just started. Get right now. Bitch, you're going to be late. So make sure you understand when you come in there, you're talking to fam. Because everybody in here, FAM. And this information is vital. Because every day there's a new step to World War III. Show me any steps that's letting you all know that we're not going towards World War III. Wait. Just show me the steps that's not saying we're headed towards World War III. Even if that world war is not on your soil, your street, your state, your city, bitch, it's still World War III because it's world war. So again, where you gonna run to? Where you gonna hide? Where you gonna cover up at? Where you going? What you gonna do? JC said, I don't have an underground bunker yet. LOL. I feel you, fam. Because me, like, who really do? Anybody in the comments got a bunker? I'll wait. Because if you do, let me know. We try to put a bag on something, figure this shit out. Because that's what's really going on. Samuel Gaunt said, Elon says he's got a ship leaving for Mars if you got money. Hold up, let's get this shit right up in here right now. What the fuck? Samuel says Elon said he got a ship leaving for Mars if you got money. Elon Musk is on another level. That man out here talking shit, talking about he got a motherfucker where he finna go to Mars, he finna go to another planet. That's the level he on. So me and you still gonna be here as Americans from the shit Trump started because he represents America. And y'all don't think we're World War III and Elon talking about he finna go to Mars? Smash that like button, subscribe that like button, hit that button. We cooking right now, fam. What? Let's keep going.
This battle damage assessment, and why is it wrong? Honestly,
This shit crazy.
But you can take it straight from the source, the administration, and they have reason to lie for sure. Or you can take it from a low-level analyst whose name you don't know. Good luck, I guess. A lot of people are gonna be like, I hate Trump so much, I'm gonna believe the random anonymous source and just trust it to be true. Or you can say, I don't know, I guess we'll just take it from the word of Trump. What else are you going to do about it? You got to choose who you're going to trust on this one. And Trump's a better source than a name I've not heard. Like, I don't even know the guy's name. I don't even know if it's real or who made the assessment. So it could just be a fake thing. Who
It could
knows?
be a fake thing,
It's possible.
bro.
Trump lies too. Governments lie all the time. And they don't want egg on their face. But Hegseth has announced they got an investigation right now. Check this out.
Severe, and we believe far more likely severe and obliterated.
Is there a leak
this
investigation?
political motive here.
Is there a leak investigation?
Of course, we're doing a leak investigation with the FBI right now because this information is for internal purposes, battle damage assessments, and CNN and others are trying to spin it to make the president look bad when this was an overwhelming success.
Yep. So let's see whoever leaked that get charged for it. Top secret document, initial battle damage assessment, and it's not the big picture, is it? You can choose who to trust. Again, I'm gonna tell you this. There were reports and even U.S. officials saying that they smuggled out their fissile material. We don't know where it went. So there may be peace now, but I don't know that it fundamentally alters the landscape in the Middle East in any meaningful way.
What
to
the
be fair,
fuck?
I guess you shut down some of their factories, even if it's minimal damage, and then you get a ceasefire after the fact. So
Hold on, man. This man just said that the media trying to spin Trump bombing these 3 areas as if it was bad, when really it was a success because NATO over here praising this man. Let me say that shit again for the niggas in the back. He's saying that CNN is trying to spin this shit wrong when really it was success from him bombing and not even having permission to bomb nothing. And they feel like it's a success because He's getting nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize because he tried to create peace with these people and they didn't want to, so he just threw some, so he fired shots at them and then they act right now. That's what the fuck he's saying, fam. This all big bully shit. Big bully shit. So if they praising that, who's to say they're not going to praise the next movement they want him to do for them? So you got to understand, United Nations is not the same as just like the world and shit. Like they have a whole different outlook on everything. The United Nations. Okay? JC says we don't have money like him though. Talking about Elon. Yeah, we don't fucking have no money like Elon. Elon talking about going to Mars to be able to protect himself from World War III. Clearly, why the fuck would Elon be talking about going somewhere if we not in World War III? He got all the fucking money. Why wouldn't he even be talking about shit if we're not really in something? That means we in something. Listen, if you think that nothing is going on right now, you are the dumbest human living. And I feel so sorry for your dumb ass because we got no filters right here. You got this channel right here, no filters with Dilla T, to where you can like and you can subscribe and make sure you understand to not lose any information for you to be able to get yourself together, your family together to make sure you all are prepared for whatever the fuck happens. For whatever the fuck happens. And the scenarios and understandings that I'm putting into play are so realistically real because these people continue to move like this. And like I say, if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a fucking duck. So we know if it walk like war, sound like war, it's war. Now you got Elon Musk talking about he finna go to fucking Mars. First of all, boy, if you ain't retarded, Elon, if you ain't fucking retarded, for you to even think you can go to Mars, I know something serious going on. That shit ain't even halfway funny. This nigga said he going to Mars. That means it's some real shit going on. Who the fuck is thinking about going to Mars? Respectfully, that's what's up, AAA Market. I see you hit that. You in here with me, fam in here, FAM. Type FAM if you in here with me. We in here. At AAA Market say, what you're saying is real. But we are living in time of great deception. Hey, let me tell you something. Respectfully, that's real because it's always been deception. But this the time where they're bringing it to the light. Let me say that again for the dummies in the back. We've always lived in deception, but these times today, this shit is coming out to the light. Because I really feel like the powers that be want us to see it to become comfortable with it. So when it hits, we really gonna lose our goddamn mind. We ain't gonna lose our mind. Let me say that right. That's just like the movies we see. Like when we see E.T. Phone Home or all these other retarded ass movies, they'll put that shit in your eyes so you'll see it and then get comfortable. Then when they see that shit for real, you like, oh shit, you know, I seen that. I ain't really wow. That ain't crazy. You know what I mean? But let that shit be some old new something that came from out of no fucking where, and we ain't never seen that shit in movies, in a park, at a zoo, some animal. Like, think about it. We seen a fucking animal that we ain't never heard of or ever seen. If we see that motherfucker and don't see it in a movie, we gonna flip the fuck out and go nuts. Like, what is this creature doing here? But let us see that motherfucker in a movie. We gonna be like, oh shit, that's the little wombat mixed with the bobcat, mixed with the snake, mixed with the tiger, mixed with the lion looking ass creature. Because we seen this motherfucker in the movie already, so we cool. We comfortable. We know what it is. We seen this shit already. You don't think that's what the fuck is going on here? Every time some retarded shit happen in our eyes, we become comfortable to it. We become immune. We become as if it was a part of us to live. What's up, Roman Land? Sorry to mispronounce your name. Roman Land, hi, fam, say hi from California. It's Dilla T. There's no filter. This fam in here. Type FAM. We all together. Let's bring her in. We know what's up. Shine Dog says the drones were an illusion. Shaw Dog says the drones were an illusion. That's real. But the fact that they even put the drones out there and the way that they're moving, just like they said something about them going to space and shit. Some they just was in Mars or they was just out of space. I don't believe that shit for nothing. Fuck is you talking about out of space? So the deception has always been there, family. It's just the fact that they are rolling out information. And when I say, you can go to any social media, Instagram, TikTok, it don't matter what it is. If you just go to the stories, just keep scrolling the stories. I mean, so much shit that has happened is now being revealed. And I think it's for a reason. Because why wasn't this shit being revealed so easily back then? Why would they be okay to reveal it now in this manner? And they're using social media to do it. They're not doing it like, hey, they're just going to come out and say this shit. They're just, you seeing these snippets, these movies, these snippets, these clips from parties, from all type of shit. Diddy, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry. You seeing all this crazy shit. Movie stars. So when we talk about being at war right now, and then them actually showing you some crazy shit so you can be comfortable with whatever the fuck they show you or come about, for Trump to be the best candidate to introduce you to crazy shit, disrespectful shit, don't give a fuck shit, careless shit, obnoxious shit. He's the one to do it. So when NATO talk about one world government and the next move, Trump can make America great again. That's just America. But Trump also can be used to change the fucking world. Let's keep going.
That this will enrage the Iranians, who are going to seek,
Ooh.
I don't know, to obfuscate their methods of attack, to continue the war in ways we can't track. But it's all kind of flat, to be honest.
Oh, that's my dog. Shout out to Shaw Dog. He said he was out there by design. If they wanted him gone, they could have pressed a button. Done it. They said they could have done it a long time ago. I said press the button. Shaw Dog, shout out to you. He said it right. That's how I know. And see, this is why y'all got to understand and open up your eyes, man. Open up your eyes. See it. Walk like a duck, quack like a duck. It's a dog. It's a duck. You got to understand, fam. This man is doing everything to let you know his authority for it to be done, and nobody can do nothing about it. So why wouldn't they use him to be the forefront or the leader to introduce or usher in World War III? Why would they not? I'll wait. Because some of you smart motherfuckers think that Trump just out here making America great. Because he walking around and doing this and doing tariffs and shit. Terrorists want to get money back that's owed to us. That's fine. But even doing that, that's creating war with people, because now they like, damn, you heard Canada. When Canada heard them terrorists, they was going public like, fuck America. I'm sorry, America, but it ain't y'all, it's Trump. That's what the Canada president said with their tariff shit. He was like, hey, y'all, see, that's why I told y'all we all represent America. Donald Trump, everything he do represent us, because the Canada president came out and said, we are not against Americans. We are against your president. So that's how I know, fam. Everything, the people that represent us fall on us. So when you talk about World War III and U.S. soil and bombing shit, what's to stop that? Because people be thinking we so far gone from shit, like they can't bomb some allies and then come bomb our motherfucking ass. That's the realness. Let's keep going.
We averted any kind of great war here.
Hit that like button, family. Subscribe. What we doing? We cooking. Hit that like button, y'all in here. Hit that like button. We in here.
Over his negotiating peace between India and Pakistan. Oh, Pakistan got pissed after the Iran thing. And now, over the Israel-Iran stuff. A House lawmaker is nominating Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize after he brokered a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Rep. Buddy Carter wrote to the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, declaring Trump had an extraordinary and historic role in having ended the armed conflict between Israel and Iran and preventing the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism from obtaining the most lethal weapon on the planet. Trump declared the 12-day war was ending late on Monday afternoon with a ceasefire that was meant to go into effect overnight on Tuesday. It ends just over a week
Wow.
after Israel launched a preemptive strike against Iran, arguing Tehran was dangerously close to obtaining a nuclear weapon.
This video right here.
Iran was dangerously close to obtaining a nuclear weapon, man. You gotta understand, man. Nuclear weapon, man. Listen, man. Hearing about, let me tell you something, man. Let's be real, man. See, this that shit I be talking about. See, this that headache shit. For real, fam. Cause this shit get on my motherfucking nerve, dog. Like, no, fam. No. What? Why the fuck we keep hearing about nuclear shit? Like all this nuclear, bro. Back in the day, war was just pull up with your guns, shoot a motherfucker. Shoot as many as you can. Everybody fall. Whoever's left standing won the war. Now they on nuclear shit. So that means nuclear-wise, they can just press a fucking button and shit can just go from over here all the way to fuck over there. Or the people over there can press a button and it go from over there all the way to fuck over here. Fam, it's something about nuclear war that's gotta shake you up. I know we still have to live our lives, go to work, take care of our kids, take care of our family, take care of ourselves, all that shit. But if you hear nuclear war, you can't tell me you don't feel some type of way, fam. Nuclear war, you hearing that shit. They talking about Iran, talking about people got nuclear weapons in the cut. Shaw Dog said, no, they're already here. See? Shout out to you, Shaw. See that? He said they already here. So if they already here, we still just waking up and ain't thinking about this shit. We still ain't trying to figure out a plan. Y'all still just going to work, coming home, smoke, drink, eat, feed the kids, sit down, watch the game, chill out. Ain't nobody thought about doing shit. Ain't nobody thought about something that we might need to do. Because don't it seem like it's getting closer to that breaking news? World War III has started. I mean, like, what the fuck they need to say for you to start preparing? Oh, my bad. You don't even probably know how to prepare. Do you really care? I mean, like, for real. Do you really care about what's going on right now in our faces? We are hearing about nations flirting with the word war. And you all think nothing's going to happen in the United States? Why? Because we the big bad military? Shout out to Shaw Dog, said it started with Russia invading Ukraine. Biggest thing that happened. But in the midst of that, America stepped in and wasn't asked to step in. And now we all in that shit too, fam. The fuck is wrong with dude? Because now we got to worry about this stupid ass shit because dude over here cussing people out. And he bombing shit without nobody permission. And then they get mad and be like, fuck Americans. And now we worried about them sending shit at us. Because this stupid nigga. A part of me, with having a leader that stand on business. Because that's where the fuck we come from. That's where I come from, stand on business. But dog, check with me, partner. Check with me, dog. Don't just go get on some dumb shit and put all our families at risk because you over there trying to make people stop shit. So you like, fuck it. Instead of making them stop, bitch, I'm just going to shoot at their ass. Let me tell you something. I come from that background. I come from that culture. I come from that community where we telling it like it is. And if niggas don't get what the fuck we say, we sending shots at niggas. Oh, yeah. But America ain't the hood. America ain't my community. So y'all don't really know what that shit's about. Because to do that, you're flirting with the word war, world war. Not just war, like between two niggas. No, world war. I mean, everybody warring. Tell me something real quick, fam. When everybody's at war, who the fuck is safe? Oh, I wait. Oh, I wait. I'ma wait. When everybody's at war, who is safe? Shout out to JC and this motherfucker. He said Elon Musk. I had to bring it back. Look, I was so serious with that, JC, on my mama. I was serious fuck when I asked that question. But if you didn't say, if you would have said anybody else, that would have been their reaction. That nigga trying to go to Mars. I know Elon straight, cause he tried to go to Mars. What the fuck? So, no, for real. When everybody's at war, who is safe? Like, we must realize these things, family. Hit that like button. Subscribe, family. This is No Filters with Dilla T. We cooking in here. When the world is at war, who is safe? Because some of you people still think we safe. That's the problem. Some of you motherfuckers still think we safe. Even at now, like right now, you still think we safe right now. Even in the midst of knowing that Trump just sent 3 bombs to a site without no permission. And you still think we safe. Y'all still think it's all good. Y'all still think y'all can just go to work, go to the crib, and then sit down and just, oh, we can do this. YouTube, we can just do this. I mean, this is how comfortable shit is. We can just do this. Even in the midst of hearing, this man just bombed some shit. Niggas is mad. And then Russia talking about, oh, Pakistan is sending help to the Iran and all these motherfuckers. Y'all ain't gonna make nothing of that? Y'all don't feel no type of way about that? Somebody talking about they finna help some niggas that Trump just bombed? People talking about helping the people that Trump just bombed. That mean he got enemies, nigga. What? That mean he got enemies. We got enemies. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. You looking at me right now. You. Wherever you at. In your house, in your car, in your room, in your bathroom, in your kitchen, in your front room, in the basement, in the garage, outside. You looking at me right now. Yeah, you. Everything that nigga do, Trump, everything Trump do, you did that shit. Yeah, that's how they see that. So don't get it twisted when we talking about world war. Nobody's safe. You not safe. Yeah. So I advise for you to hit that like button and subscribe to No Filter so you can continue to know what the fuck is going on so you can get safe. Let's keep going.
Fire over the following days and over the weekend. This we know. I don't need to tell you that whole story. I got a question though. Can anybody nominate someone for a Nobel Peace Prize? Can I just do that? Can I literally just write a letter and be like, I'm going to nominate Trump too? Because I got to be honest, maybe everyone should just do it. Like literally everybody just send a letter and say Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize because he has done substantially.
Oh shit! Shout out to all shit, fam. We in here. What's up, Patricia? Doing? I see you. What's up, Chris? I see you, Dina Miller. She said, "Wake up, y'all." Patricia said, "Yep, that's true." Shout out to you, Patricia Dunn. She know what it is. She FAM. She fam. Type FAM if you fam. We in here. Hit that like button. We cooking, subscribing it. We got Larry D. Featherstone. Boy, you sound like a fucking actor. We got Larry D. Featherstone. He says, you are panicking. Let me repeat what Larry D. Featherstone said. I appreciate you, Patricia, subscriber. You know his love is all real. John Hill, what's up, family? Larry D. Featherstone, he said, I'm panicking. Let's get him right, family. Hey, Larry, what we doing over here at No Filters? We are informing. We are seeing the problem before they put it on the wall or on the news and it says, breaking news, World War III just started. Breaking news, U.S. citizens need to find a way or resources. Breaking news, schools are shutting down. Breaking news, the police has no more police. Breaking news, the National Guard has moved in to replace the police. Bitch, don't play over here. See, at No Filters, we not finna wait for that breaking news. We not waiting on that. We can see if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a fucking duck. And we can see if it walk like war, sound like war, is war. And it was war before Trump got involved. See, this is what you got to understand, family. Iran and Israel been on that war shit. Ukraine and Russia been on that war shit. So Trump ain't did nothing but just get in office and try to say, hey, stop fighting. And if y'all don't stop fighting, I'm going to shoot at y'all ass until y'all stop fighting. That's exactly what the fuck he did. So when we thinking about panicking, oh, we appreciate the panic. See, that's the problem with you dumb motherfuckers. Y'all ain't panicking enough. That's why your life is like it is. Or that's why situations go on out the fucking blue. That's why, you know, when everybody starts running to the left, your dumb ass is still looking to the right to see what they running for. Oh, let me say that again for the dumbasses in the back. People like Larry coming in this motherfucker talking about we panicking. Oh, we want to panic. Because Larry is still going to be standing there when everybody's running to the left for shelter. He's still going to be over there looking to the right to see why the fuck the people running. Get hip, Larry. Get on board, Larry. Open up your fucking eyes, Larry. Panic is good. Because it puts you aware of what the fuck is going on in the temperature of at the level it's at and how hot it is in here. For you to get some coolant. Or for you to do something about the heat, nigga. Because if you don't, your dumb ass gonna get burnt up too. So don't sit back and tell me we panicking. We want to panic so we can cause awareness. Because there's too much shit going on when ain't nobody aware about what the fuck it is. And if we don't do this, we just gonna be sitting back looking dumb as fuck. Hit that like button. We coming in here, family. Subscribe. This is No Filters with Dilla T. This shit real. We letting family know what's going on, and every day is something. Trump is being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize because he tried to bring peace to Iran and Israel, but he did it by bombing them. He didn't do it by talking because he said what he said and it didn't happen because they didn't cease fire. So he bombed on them. And then after he bombed on them, he cussed them out to the media. Then after he cussed them out to the media, he went to the NATO summit, and everybody at the NATO summit praised him for the bombing. So what's fucked up about that is them NATO motherfuckers finna go back to their crib and go eat good, breathe, and do whatever else. Trump still is a walking target. He is still a walking situation because he represents you and I. So now he just put you and I into boiled waters. He just putting you and I into deeper problems because he chose to go about it in the manner that he went about it. That is the issue. And because of that, now we're going to reap, we have to reap that. That's sowing. He sowed that. Now we have to reap that. But how do we do that if the whole world is at war? Who is safe? Hit that like button, family. Let's keep going.
Any U.S. president of the past 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, Layla.
So,
what's up with you, Joe?
Let's see.
What's up with you, John? What's up, Beast by G? You know it.
You know, I say Obama for Biden, too. We go back. We go Biden, you got war. You got U.S. intervention, all the bad stuff. You go Donald Trump, no new wars. You got Barack Obama. I think he had like 7. George H.W. Bush, everybody remembers those wars. And you got Bill Clinton. Indeed, you had many wars. Indeed. What did he have? Kosovo?
What's up, Steve? I see you back in here. What's up, family?
What was that? Desert Storm? And now we're getting back to when I was too young and these things are not top of mind for me. So what did Reagan have? I mean, I'm pretty sure like every president has some kind of war. Now, Donald Trump certainly bombed Iran, and I'm not a fan, but he's still better than all the rest. So 2 nominations.
So this shit is then got real because now.
Because Daddy Trump, that's what NATO calls him. They say Daddy.
They calling this man Daddy.
He's not going to get it. Barack Obama got it for nothing. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Barack Obama got elected, and they were like, we're going to give you a Peace Prize. He's like, okay, I guess. Like, sure. And then Obama went on to bomb a bunch of
So
kids.
we have to understand that they are praising Trump for what he's done, even if he just broke the law to do it. Why? Because they don't live over here. These people live around the globe. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They not affected by that shit. We as Americans, we affected by that shit that Trump do. Okay, so while they laughing and calling him daddy and shit, now he putting targets on all of our fucking backs because he want to step in and bring peace to some shit. Now, I get it. Don't get me wrong. Because if I was a world leader and I heard some shit was going on over here that I feel like could affect my people and us in the long run, oh, nigga, I need to tap the fuck in. I need to know what the fuck going on. I need to sit that shit down. I need to talk to some motherfucking body. You get what I'm saying? That's real. But it's in the difference of saying he did it legally or he did it illegally about why now he's being impeached. You understand? Now you have the U.S. government on some real live impeachment resolution targeting Trump over the Iran war. While Trump is out here acting up, U.S. Congress is trying to impeach him right now. Let's get into this. Here. Because in this case, they still allowing it to happen.
For the use of military force. Congressional leaders were not appropriately briefed or notified of the attack plans, despite foreign leaders.
Okay, so there you go. Congressional leaders were not informed about Trump finna bomb Iran. Let's keep going. Oh, this shit get real.
Unprovoked use of force without congressional authorization or notice constitutes an abuse of power when there was no imminent threat to the United States, which facilitates...
You understand what I keep talking about, fam? It was no imminent threat to the United States. So that means Trump just walked into somebody else's situation and started bullying motherfuckers. Didn't even consult with nobody and just said he gonna do what the fuck he wanna do. So let's get right, family. You don't get to do that. See, while everybody praising Trump and all this shit because of what he did and NATO's at the NATO summit talking all that big shit, daddy, calling him daddy, all that fuck shit. The U.S. Congress is impeaching this man. He is literally facing impeachment for this shit. Oh, listen up. Get your ears. Hit the like button. Subscribe, family. We cooking in here. Let's go.
Shall have the power to declare war. End quote. At the time, the framers of the Constitution emphasized the goal of limiting the monarchical power of any single individual person to take a country to war over personal whims and preferences. No constitutional exception exists for a successful military action.
No constitutional shit exists for a successful military action. Shout out to Moving Forward in here. Say he in here 100%. Big Black Eagle said, what's up? Family said, so who you think they're going to have next? Moving Forward said, who will they select next, though? Or are we talking about for the presidency moving forward? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Moving Forward says, who will they select next? Again, are you talking about the U.S. presidency? Okay, so Moving Forward says a black woman will be president, specifically a black woman. Let me explain this to you. They always know psychologically who to give us when it's time to give us that particular portion. Okay? When Obama was in office, they gave us Obama after the Bush administration 9/11 bullshit. In that case, for George Bush to implement and undergo and find himself allegedly involved in some 9/11 shit, that whole Bush campaign, they give us Obama to save and give us hope. That was the exact thing they did. They went from Bush in 9/11 to Obama and giving us hope, believing in some type of hope that life would change and there would be hope of living a certain way of peace again another day without terrorists. The word terrorist. So here we got this situation as now you come in and give us Trump. They give you Biden after Obama. They go back to the white guy, the white uniform, stand-up, normal presidency that you've seen, that we've all seen. You go Bush, you go Obama, then you go Biden. Or was that Bush, Obama, then Trump? Then Biden, then Trump. Let me get it right. The point I'm making is they give us our idols and our presidents in the right time, depending on the temperature of the people, depending on the temperature of how the people feel in those times after whatever has happened or what hasn't happened. It's based on the people. It's based on what's going on with that. That's how they choose presidency and give us who they give us. In this case right here, Joe Biden and them was doing so much crazy shit that they put Trump back in office and he came in with the Make America Great Again. So he was just basically, let's make America great. So if we talk about just making America great, then that means everything that we give a fuck about America, that is the only thing that we want to make great. Not the world, America. So that means these tariffs that he's done, it has only affected everyone that will affect America, but the profiting of the tariffs is only to make sure that America profits great and that America is in a good position and that we are in good standings. That is the whole point of that. So when you talk make America great again, you have to understand what he's been doing to make America great. And he's getting involved with these wars to show that America is great. Let me say that again for the motherfuckers in the back. Trump is also involving himself in these wars to show that America is great. It's hard to put an ignorant motherfucker like Trump in office and think with the American military and the levels of everything that we have, that you're not gonna sit there and exploit, talk shit, and show the people who the fuck we are. They chose the right person to put in office to show who the fuck America is today. And who better to show that? Trump. But the problem is, there are some people in the U.S. government that don't agree. And there will always be order, and there will always be a way of doing things. See, you can do shit in the world. You can do this, you can do that. But bitch, it's rules to everything. It's a way to do everything. And it's only that way for society. And if you choose not to do it in that manner or that way, you're going to learn the hard way. It's just as right now, Donald Trump is in an impeachment resolution, and the target from the U.S. Congress is the Iran war that Trump just bombed. Let's keep fucking going.
Use of presidential powers by disregarding the separation of powers, devolving American democracy
Hit that like button. We cooking, fam. Hit that like button. Subscribe. We cooking.
by unconstitutionally usurping Congress's power to declare war. In his conduct of the office of President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, in violation of his constitutional oath, faithfully to
Constitutional oath.
the office of President of the United States, and to the best of his ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, and in violation of his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed, abused the powers of the presidency when he disregarded the doctrine of separation of powers by usurping Congress's power to declare war, and ordered the United States military to bomb another country without the constitutionally mandated congressional authorization or notice to Congress.
Woo, boy, so you gotta understand something, family. Type FAM if you in here with me. You know what's going on right now. That man ain't got no authorization to do certain shit he did, and he did it. And who gonna do something about it? Nobody. Angela M, shout out to you. She said impeach his ass now. See, you understand what the fuck he just did. But then you have other people that's praising what he did because it shows he's standing on business and the type of leader that he is. That's good up until an extent of knowing that you kind of just made that move illegally, and now that you're targeting us. See, that's what I'm saying, man. You can't make no move like that. And you got the government after your dumb ass. No, my bad. You got Congress after you. And then you got the people looking at you like, why the fuck would you do that? Because now you got Americans scared and shit. You got U.S. citizens trying to figure out what the fuck we should be doing. And then on top of that, you did all that just to show the power of America and how they can shut people down. That's all you did. Moving forward says they already knew this was going to happen. And that's what I'm talking about, fam. And this is why, shout out to you moving forward, because here at No Filters, that is exactly what I'm talking about. It walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Walk like war, sound like war is war. These people know what they're doing before they do it. These people know what they have to do when they present it to the public. You understand something, man? A president has to deal with the presidential media every day. They have to deal with every level of everything every day. So you can't tell me that they don't already have people planning and put into place storylines, things to believe, not to believe, and how to carry the narrative. That's what's been going on. So don't sit here in No Filters and act like, oh, we don't see the bullshit happening. We here to point out the bullshit. Moving forward said that they already knew this was going to happen. That is the point that I'm making about it. They already knew it was going to happen. So they already prepared. So even if you and me feel some type of way about the Trump movements and the movements that Trump's been making illegally, who's going to do something about it? Nobody. Ain't nobody going to do shit about Trump bombing Iran areas. They over there calling that man daddy right now. The fuck? Let's keep going.
The Congress shall have the power to declare war. End quote. At the time the framers
Man said Congress should have power.
emphasized,
Let me tell you something. Congress should have power, they got it, but that's the problem. Ain't nobody stepping on shit. Ain't nobody standing on business like Trump. See, motherfuckers act like they scared of Trump. Because all these motherfuckers political and shit, and Trump ain't no political person. Trump is a motherfucking gangster. Trump gonna tell you like the fuck it is. Trump gonna tell you about the money. He over there talking that big bull, big money, big money shit. And ain't nobody gonna stop him. So it's up to us to be speaking out on shit, but at the end of the day, they trying to impeach this man. So that's how you know the corruption is there. It's right in front of your fucking face. They want to impeach Trump because he broke the law. And he continues to break the law. So why won't the world use Trump to continue to break the law? World War III in our faces. Let's keep going. Hit that like button and subscribe. We cooking in here, family.
Trump has devolved and continues to devolve American democracy into authoritarianism by disregarding the separation of powers and now usurping congressional war powers.
Congressional
In
war
all of
powers.
this, Donald J. Trump has abused the powers of the presidency in a manner contrary to his trust as president, has become a threat to American democracy.
The man that came a threat to America. See, this is what they saying about this man. So you gotta understand, y'all out there hearing Trump did all this and that. They calling him daddy at the NATO summit. They calling that man an American democracy at home. I'll wait. Let me say that again for the people in the back that's fucked up. They calling Trump an American democracy at home, but they calling him daddy at the NATO summit. What the fuck is going on here?
And trial.
What?
And removal from office. I yield back the balance of my time.
Under Rule 9.
How the fuck is the world calling that man daddy? But at home, they're calling him an American democracy. They're calling him an American disgrace. They're calling him a shame. They're calling him a fucking problem. And we're talking about everything he's doing, he should be getting called daddy. And yet he's bringing that pressure between America with you and me. You America, I'm America. We America. Let's keep going.
Mr. Speaker, and still I rise. And I rise today because I believe my country to be at the crossroads of democracy and autocracy. The moment of decision is near.
What?
We will have to decide whether we will have a country that abides by a constitution that is meaningful or ignores the Constitution such that it becomes meaningless. I choose to stand on the grounds laid by the founders and framers of the Constitution.
Woo!
I stand today to announce that at the conclusion of this 1-minute message, I will bring articles of impeachment to the attention of the House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker.
See, that's the thing. Because there are too many leaders in the world that don't really lead. And then you got other guys that's really not called to lead, but yet they're put into a position and they become a leader. Okay? You got a lot of people that's not called to lead, but they're put into a position and they become a leader. Okay? I say this to say, the things that Trump is doing is real respected because of him being a leader. But the way he is leading, question him as a leader. Because the way he's leading, okay? So it's a difference. Because him being able to lead and been a leader for whatever he's done, the way he's done it, he ain't did shit but bring that shit right into the White House, into the biggest office of the land. So now we look at him like, oh man, he's doing unethical shit. He's doing like crazy shit we ain't never heard nobody do. But I think the more you accept Trump for who he is, and you accept Trump for how he is and what he does and the way he does it in and the manner he does it in, you will shit like this won't shock you. The decisions he make and the way he goes about things, it won't shock you. Shout out to JC saying, I go wherever Elon goes. I feel you, family. Angela says, hey, exactly 100. Larry says, you sound wisey-wazzy to me. Angela says, wanna be? She says, Trump is a coward. Let me explain something to you, Larry. It's a beautiful thing to be in the presence of real G's. It's a beautiful thing to be in the presence of a real man, a real human, a real person. You understand? This ain't AI. This ain't none of that. This real shit. You need to understand, Larry. I already explained to you when you come into No Filters what this is. All right? If you have the information that you want to drop it and move on. Now, if you want to listen and get hip to open up your cerebellum so you can be aware of shit before you get that big breaking news. America at war, then stay here with us. Get some understanding. Get some nutrition in your mental about opening your fucking eyes and knowing when there's a problem before the problem even comes at your front door. That's what the fuck this shit is. So watch your mouth when you're coming in here. You understand? Because you seem like you're not trying to be fam. And if you fam, F-A-M, then type F-A-M if you fam. But if you not, watch your fucking mouth. Because I told you, we here to help. We here to inform. We here to enlighten. We're not here to put down shit. So we're going to let you talk, but we're going to let you get the understanding of what's going on here. Everything that's going on with Trump is to enlighten the people to know that right now we are looking World War III in its face. We are eyeing World War III as if it is next door to us. We are looking and playing with the word war as if that's not something that will kill you. We are acting as if our own military is so strong that we'll never have to be worried about somebody bombing U.S. territory. Let me say that again for the dumbasses in the back. We so open and okay with our military and all of this strong shit that we not thinking about a motherfucker would ever bomb U.S. soil. I want you to understand today that's a lie. This is 2025. They can bomb whatever the fuck they want to bomb. See, back in the day, we didn't have to worry about certain stuff because it was always America is this distance away, and we still are. But these other countries have tried to find a way to be able to bomb us and still be sitting in their front room like they've been sitting. I'll wait. This is 2025. Other countries have been trying to get on the level that America is on, to be able to compete, to be able to overrun, to be able to be on top. So how the fuck you not thinking that these people know how to bomb U.S. soil from wherever they at today, right now? See, they couldn't do that shit back then because they didn't have the technology, motherfuckers. What's up, CR7? Oh, man, let me tell you what's happening now. They trying to impeach Trump. They calling Trump daddy at the NATO summit. Hell, they want to see Trump under the ground with the bullshit because this man is literally putting his foot down trying to stop war. And now Pakistan and them about to team up with Iran, who Trump bombed, and they try to come for us. You understand that? That's what's going on here, CR7. So let's make sure we understand. The impeachment thing is a real thing because the U.S. Congress is right here, right now, talking about it, saying everything Donald Trump has done is unconstitutional.
President Trump's unilateral, unprovoked use of force without congressional authorization or notice constitutes an abuse of power when there was no imminent threat to the United States, which facilitates the devolution of American democracy into authoritarianism, with an authoritarian president who has instigated an attack on the United States Capitol, denied persons due process of the law, and called for the impeachment of federal judges who ruled against him, making Donald J. Trump
in question an American democracy. That is exactly what the fuck they calling this man. You understand that? Now, I'm an American, fam. I'm in America. I live here. Y'all live here too. Like, now listen, some of you might not be here. Shout out to y'all, different country. Respectfully, be here. No filters. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Right now, we cooking for real shit. But I'm American. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck was he thinking when he thought that shit was okay. And then on top of that, I'm thinking also too, if he did that, what else is he about to do? Have we not thought about if Trump can bomb somebody's country without checking in and getting authorization? What else the fuck is Trump finna do on his own? I'll wait. Somebody in the comments tell me right now, what is the next thing Trump is about to do regarding Iran-Israel? Because Russia is telling us that Pakistan wants to team up with Israel. Oh no, they want to team up with Iran and come against America. You and us, me and me. Yeah. So if that's really the case, what's keeping them from fucking with American soil? Wait. Hit that like button, family. We in here. Wait. What is going to keep Trump from doing something else or bombing somebody else without no authorization? Let me say that again for the dumbasses in the back. Let me say that again for motherfuckers in the back. What is going to keep Trump from bombing somebody else's area without no authorization? That is definitely a way to create World War III in a eye-catching way now on American soil. Because if he bombed Iran with no permission, no authorization, if them people come at him and say, hey, we want you to implement World War III right in everybody's face. See, we're hearing about World War III, we're hearing about wars, but not World War yet. So we're hearing wars. All it takes is multiple wars for it to be a world war, dumbass. How the fuck you ain't think that? You know how many dumbass people at home thinking, oh, this ain't no world war. Ain't nothing really warring. Okay, for your stupid ass, Ukraine been at war with Russia. Israel, Iran at war, stupid shit. War. So that's 4 countries at war. And then America comes in. So now you got 5 countries inside of a war conversation. Then you got Russia talking about Pakistan coming with Iran. So now you have 6 people in conversation about war. Are we going to get to 10, motherfuckers? Because the fact that it's just 6 governments, countries discussing war, how many countries do it need to be for it to be official world war? I'll wait. Let me know in the comment what you're saying. How many countries do it need to be at war for it to be considered a world war? That's the thing, CR7. Iran didn't do shit to nobody but Israel. But the fact that Trump stepped in to fuck with Iran and disrupt Iran, now I gotta be worried about Iran because I am an American, dumbass. Fuck is you talking about? The powers that be that represent you and me, we gotta worry about them because they go out here and do what the fuck they want and then they come back home. And then we at home sitting here eating Skittles and bits with our motherfucking pets and shit, feeding our kids, eating and doing this and that, and just comfortable as fuck. As if your world leader of America ain't just put America at war or cause problems with some other countries. So don't sit in this motherfucker telling me I'm acting like they just bombed me personally or they just shot at my house. Dumbass, they shot at America. That's my house. That's where I live. And once you start realizing that, stupid ass, you gonna start moving different. Because for some reason, dumbass people thinking that you live in America, but you ain't a part of America. Or that you live in America, but America ain't at, but you ain't at war, but America can be. You living in America, but if America at war, you're not. Shout out to Faith. Said I agree, word. Oh no, I'm just saying, because you got dumbass people out here really thinking that they live in somewhere that's separate from their... These people think they live somewhere that's separate from the country they're in. Dumbass. Why would you think that? Why would you think that you live just here? As if it's not in America. As if it's not Trump that represents your dumbass and me. Please stop talking like that. Don't come in this motherfucker talking stupid. Please don't. Because that's the dumbest shit I could ever think. That you think that you live somewhere and that you're not an American. Or that you live somewhere where you're not going to be affected by the American dream or by the American leader named Donald Trump. But yet, your dumb ass is sitting in your room, in your house, in your shit, talking to Dilla T on no filters. In America. So you can never think you ain't a part of America. Motherfucker, you sitting right here in America territory. And your president is talking shit to the world. That's making it hard for you and me and Americans abroad. Because he represents us. He is the leader of us. He's not the leader of Iran, Israel, Pakistan, Russia, none of that shit, fam. He's the leader of Americans. So when he speaks, he represents us. He represents your fucking kids. He represents your babies. He represents your uncles. He represents your old asses. He represents your young asses. So don't sit in this motherfucker and act like I'm taking it personal or that I ain't tripping off as dead as me. Bitch, I'm on American soil. Anything an American do to another country, it's going to affect whatever Americans there are that's there. Stop thinking that, oh, they not going to hit your house, but they going to hit everybody else's house. Around America? So you think that you're not going to be affected by the decisions that Trump makes? Is that what you're saying, family? You really feel like you're not going to be affected by the decisions Trump made as an American? Hell, Iran is affected by the decisions made by Trump. He bombed them. So when we talking about him taking matters into his own hands and who he cares about and who he doesn't, that don't even matter, fam. He just wore a hat that says make America great again. That's all he wore. Other than that, if it ain't, that means he give a fuck about America. That means that when he speak, it's for America. That means don't ever say in here no more that I'm acting like it's a personal thing to me. I'm acting like it's a personal thing to me and my family in here as no filters. Because we all family. And we have to be aware of what's going on at all times. That is the world and day and age that we're living in. We don't get to sit back and act like we don't know and play naive, like we don't know what the fuck going on here. At all. Zato said he didn't tell them to send as many missiles as they had stored at one another. Seems self-inflicted in Iran. No, because you could tell them that they didn't tell them to send that many, but yet they sent that many. So if it's self-inflicted, that's different because that shit still came from somebody's command. Phantom 40 said, how much is the cable paying you? Nothing. George Topin said, yeah, it was much better under Kamala. So what if all the world started seeing U.S. like a joke? Go Kamala, make America rainbow is Spanish speaking again? See, that's different because even if they was to see Trump or see us as a joke, there's no jokes to be seen here, my brother. There's no jokes to be seen here. Trump just told 2 countries to cease fire and they didn't. He bombed Iran. Then he went on social media. Then he went on the real media in front of the White House and said, Israel and Iran don't know what the fuck they're doing. Literally in those exact words to the White House media. He said, Israel and Iran don't know what the fuck they're doing. Left and got on a fucking plane. Then all of a sudden you at the damn summit and you being praised. You're being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. You can't tell me who ain't in control of control. That is the timeline of how things have unfolded for Donald Trump. And yet we all are involved with that, fam. Because Congress want to impeach this man. They don't give a fuck about nothing he's doing or what he wants to do. They want to impeach him. So as we see that now, that they want to impeach the man, what do we say to that? How do we get away from that? Let's go.
And bills to further demonize immigrants. I mean, enough. I mean, let's try to work on something, anything that will help real people. I mean, this is not the way government is supposed to operate. It's not working. People are being hurt. And while we're having this discussion here today, this big ugly bill is winding its way through the Senate to come back here to the House. And I predict that my Republican friends, as always, they'll say, I'm really concerned about the cuts in Medicaid. I'm really worried about people who will lose their health care. Yeah, no, I wish they weren't cutting SNAP so deeply. Oh, yeah, I really care about this and care about that. And then you know what they do? They come here and they cave. They get in line because they're afraid of even asking a question about what this president is doing and what this administration is advocating. We need to do so much better around here. And I have to tell you, this is ridiculous that this is what we're doing this week when there's so much happening in the world. And by the way, again, let's make sure everybody understands this. This big ugly bill that is coming here is about a tax break for billionaires. I just show you the figures. Majority, I mean, there's more money going to billionaires than anybody else in the tax bill, and they're cutting programs like SNAP and Medicaid. It really is shameful. I reserve.
Gentleman reserves. The gentleman from Georgia is recognized. Mr. Speaker, might I inquire as to how much time each side has remaining? The gentleman from Georgia has 21 and a half minutes. The gentleman from Massachusetts has 8 minutes remaining. Mr. Speaker, I don't think that the Military Construction, Veteran Affairs, and Related Agencies Appropriations Act is ridiculous. I think it's necessary. I think our veterans have earned it. I think it is a good piece of legislation. And ultimately, Mr. Speaker, I expect it will probably pass in a bipartisan manner. And I want to say this. President Trump wants peace between Israel and Iran. He took decisive action, and without that decisive action, that peace would not have been possible. He wanted peace with India and Pakistan, and he wants peace with Ukraine and Russia.
So you gotta understand something. Zaito says, see, I see your point. Shout out to Zaito. She trying to understand what Sea of Green is saying. All right. Sea of Green is saying, talk about what's going on here. Sea of Green says you're talking about the distraction you're falling for. Zaito said the problem with that is we import so much from abroad, it's hard to just focus on here. You got to understand, Sea of Green, we have to understand what's going on here before we say, hey, everything outside of here is being affected by here. Because when you say what's going on here, everything outside of here is affecting here. This man is looking into other situations, trying to mediate other people, mediate other situations for here. He's literally doing tariffs that exactly affect here. Everything outside of here is affecting here because they're moving and doing things outside of here to protect inside of here. Biggest thing I want you to understand, Sea of Green, is when we talk about what's going on here, we have to talk about what's going on every fucking where. You didn't get that, my nigga? You didn't see that? Fuck wrong with you? No, hold up. Sea of Green says, I understand, but none of these countries will put their stuff at risk. The point we're making is how they are using Trump administration, World War III. That's the conversation. See, you want to discuss what's going on here. See, we can discuss what's going on here. That's fine. That's fine. But you need to understand what's going on in the fucking world because it's a World War III going on. It's a World War III. Everything outside of us affects us because we are literally outside trying to affect everybody else. I'm going to say that again for the niggas in the back. Everything outside of us is affecting us in the inside because we in the inside are trying to affect everyone around us. Thus talking about Iran, Israel. Thus talking about Russia, Ukraine. The fact that we even stepping in will affect us in the inside because we keep stepping outside and trying to affect everyone around us. You understand? Those are the things that are hurting us. So you don't get to be like, hey, yo, talk about what's going on here. We're talking about what's going on here. What's going on here is here. What's going on here, Sea of Green? What's going on here is that your president represents you. That's what's going on here. Your president represents you. So whatever he says, that means you're with it to these other countries. So if these other countries be like, fuck you, U.S. citizen, fuck you, fuck your kids, fuck your family, fuck y'all, it's because your leader is speaking up for you. Your leader is speaking for you, regardless if you agree with him or not. Your leader is speaking for you. When he go bomb Iran like he did, he spoke up for you. That means you agreed to that. You did, and I did too. It ain't just you, Sea of Green, I did too. So the biggest deal about understanding what the fuck is going on here. Hold up, Keith Taylor. Let's get you right, my brother. I appreciate you being here. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking, family. Keith Taylor says no, our leader. I'm going to say no, Keith. Your dumb ass too. Because you keep talking about our leader. Shut the fuck up, man. Your leader represents you. Where you live at, bro? You live on American soil? Is your president Donald Trump? Your president Donald Trump? Okay. So, if you told me that you was in China, some fucking word, Hong Kong, Japan, whoever the fuck runs that over there, I would respect you for saying, hey, no, our leader. No, Keith Taylor. Your leader is Donald Trump, and your leader represents you, my brother. And you represent whatever the fuck Trump says. Why? Because he's an American and he's the leader of us all. So when Trump says it and Trump does it, we said it. We did it. That is exactly how we are viewed to the global, to the world, to the United Nations. All of that. That is the main pace of creating world war. That means everybody's at war. And again, let me ask this question to people like Keith Taylor. When the world is at war, who is safe? Yeah, Sea of Green. We will always be at risk. Why? Because we are not in control. We will always be at risk because we've never had control. So we ain't just at risk now. See, it sounds like we're at risk now because, oh, we heard the big word, war. You ain't never heard that shit in World War I or World War II because you wasn't living. So you don't even know what that feels like. You don't really know what risk really is. You only feeling like it's a risk right now, Sea of Green, because we hearing the word war. And you don't really have a defense. Like, think about it, fam. You don't have a defense. You don't have a defense. We can't trust in the military to defend ourselves. We can't. Because at the end of the day, the military is for America, but they are always under the leadership of the leader. So if Trump want to make, just like he just did with Iran, if he want to make a call and make military people go to Iran and bomb some shit for a couple of days, he can do that, even if it's wrong. And then what else kills me is that if y'all trying to impeach Trump or y'all trying to take this man to court, how the fuck y'all keep trying to do it? And he's doing all this shit right in front of our fucking face and nobody's locking him up. This how I know, fam, we living in some weird shit. Because if that was you or me, we'll get locked the fuck up so fast. But yet this man can do that shit right in front of our faces and don't nothing happen. Shout out to Zaita. She said, or he said, perfect example of this is Nazi Germany. All of Germany suffered the aftermath, not just Hitler. That is the exact, see, this is why we in here, no filters, baby. Dilla T, no filters. Shout out to Zaito. Comment FAM if you in here, you fam, Zaito. You fam now. You know you fam. You been fam. Fam said, this is a perfect example of the Nazi Germany. All of Germany suffered the aftermath, not just Hitler. Meaning, Trump, America. Hitler, Germany. Hitler felt that shit, bop, 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 and then Germany felt the rest. So let's put our thinking caps on, because my shit keep coming off. Let's put our thinking caps on. Let's make sure we do that thinking caps on, fam. I want to make sure we note that thinking caps, because we got to start saying that shit like you got a bunch of dumb motherfuckers. Thinking caps. Put our thinking caps on. If Hitler in Germany felt it, why wouldn't Trump in America feel it? I mean, some of y'all was talking like y'all not a part of America. You know, y'all was talking like, oh, you know, that's just our leader. He's the one doing it, and America gonna go through it, and your dumb ass just gonna be at the crib. Ha! That's how y'all was talking. But Sea of Green just said, so let's get to the point. All right, let's get to it. Fam said, let's get to the point. If they fly in here like they did in that other country, what we gonna do? See, that is what makes you fam. That is what puts you in the FAM column here at No Filters with Dilla T. Subscribe, Sea of Green, hit that like, you in here forever. You fam. Because now you're asking, what are we going to do? Now you want to know whether it's from me or whether it's from fam. What are we going to do? What we're going to do is, first of all, we ain't going to be naive. Let's break this shit down. First of all, Sea of Green, we ain't going to be naive. We're going to look at it for what it is. If it look like war, it sound like war, is war. We have to accept that first. We have to accept things first. You have to understand something. A lot of people don't accept shit first. You know how much shit you've been going through in the world. You know how much shit your family been going through. You know how much shit you've been going through at your job. You know how much shit you've been going through when you walk outside, motherfucker. But you ain't accepted that shit. And the moment you accept the shit, you will start living different. Once you accept that we are looking at war in its face, you will accept then the responsibility of defense for you and your family. Once you can accept those things, then we move on how we can come up with the curriculum and the game plan so we can figure out how to move forward and still survive. Shout out to Phantom 40 in here. Phantom 40 says, we're not at war, stupid. Phantom 40 says, we not at war. Sea of Green, you hear that? Y'all hear that, JC? Y'all hear that? You hear that? Sea of Wars, hey. Sea of Green, you hear that? Phantom 40 said, we're not at war, stupid. So this is another human in the world. Phantom 40 is another human in the world that's going to be left. He want to see, Phantom 40 is another motherfucker that's going to be standing there while everybody run that way. You know how shit be going down and everybody just look and see where I come from. We can just look at somebody doing some shit and try to and just get with it. But Phantom 40 gonna see everybody running that way when the shit go down that way. And Phantom 40 still gonna be looking this way to figure out where the problem coming from. While everybody's running that way for fucking cover, dumbass. Phantom 40 still gonna be looking over here trying to figure out who's shooting, where the problem coming from, who is it, why is it, when is it, for who is it. Phantom 40 still gonna be looking over here while everybody running this way to shelter. Because you got dumbass people like that in the world that do that shit. Sea of Green says, beware of the sleeper cells already here. We're very aware. But the awareness of you, Sea of Green, letting us know about the sleeper cells is even more important. And we appreciate you, family. That's why you fam, Sea of Green. That's why you fam. Because Sea of Green says, beware of the sleeper cells already here. We need to know about the sleeper cells, Sea of Green. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. Hit that like button. Subscribe. We cooking, family. We all cooking. Sea of Green says we need to know about the sleeper cell. Phantom 40 say, hey, you don't look deep enough. JC said, Phantom 40, drinking a Coke 45. Shout out to my G, Phantom 40. Hit me with the pound. Hit me with the pound, JC. Hit me with the pound, JC. He got to get people like that together. And here we welcome them in. We want them to understand that we respect them and that we want them to be fam so they can know what's up. But we don't want you to come in and be ignorant as if you don't get or you don't have no information for all of us, because we all here as family and we need to know what's up. I see you, JC. You know what it is. Get these niggas together, man. Come up in this motherfucker talking crazy. We want to know what's going on in the manner that it's going on, in such a manner that yet we don't see it yet, but we can read in between the lines so we can be prepared for later. Right now, Trump is an American leader that can lead America to World War III based on what he says, what he does, and how he responds to everything and anything going on right now with Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Iran, and the 2025 agenda. That is the biggest thing right now. Because at the end of the day, nobody can do shit about nothing. They calling this man daddy after he just bombed some shit with no permission. And he got people over here that want to impeach him. And now, it ain't got so serious. It ain't got so serious that they believe that this is an endless war that has started. See, see, you got to understand. They're warning us of an endless war. So I ask again, when the world is at war, who is safe? I want to know. Tell me. I'm looking in the comments. I want to see the like button get smashed. Hit that like button. We talking in here. We doing all that. Hit that like button. Let's subscribe. I want to know. Sea of Green says nobody. When the world is at war, who is safe? Because when you get a lot of smart people, dumb people, smart Alex, dumb fucks, you got to really understand and ask the question that is so layman terms and exact. When the world is at war, who is safe? So don't come in here telling me we're not at war. Don't come in here telling me that our leader or their leader is the one that's at war. Don't come in here telling me that your country or my country at war, but you and I are safe. Don't come in here talking like we only worried about the army, but yet we are okay. You know how many motherfucking people on here right now got a family member that's in the army? Drop FAM if you have a family member in the army. I'll wait. Because we not finna keep talking like we separating ourselves in here in America, bro. We're not finna keep talking like that. If you got a motherfucking family member in the army, drop FAM. Why? Because they fam and they fighting for you and me, motherfucker. Let's be real. Be specific. I got a cousin, Bam Bam. He in the motherfucking Navy SEALs. Bald head, all that shit. You understand? I got a motherfucking fam loving them. Straight fucking Marine Corps. Yeah. Real shit. Drop that FAM if you got fam in the army. Because we have to stop separating ourselves from the people that fight for us in our country. Just like we can't separate ourselves from the fucking president that's calling the shots for your ass and me. Shit, we over here eating Taco Bell and shit, and this man over here bombing Iran in the name of America. And then you got to go home and read about that shit and figure out if somebody about to shoot at our ass. If you go to my other video where we're talking about America at war, them people on there warning U.S. citizens to make sure that they are aware that Iran military people want to show demonstrations. You understand that, family? They have on file that Iran military wants to show U.S. citizens demonstrations. And that it would be highly recommended that the U.S. citizens find cover. That is a real thing now. Shout out to you, JC. Good evening, fam. You know we back at it tomorrow. You already know. It's just a fact, though, that we even find ourselves thinking that this shit is not as serious as it really is. This is more serious than you really think, because they're talking about and flirting with the world, and they're flirting with the word war. And I say again, when the world is at war, who's safe? And then what do we do when we all are at war? See, that's what Sea of Green want to know. That's what Sea of Green want to know. I got you, fam. Sea of Green want to know what we going to do if we at war. What we going to do? Meaning, you taking it serious now. See, those are the type of questions that come when people start taking shit serious. What the fuck we going to do? What we going to do? What's up, Viking fam? I'm looking for you. Where you at, fam? Fam said he back from work and I'm back, fam. You know it. It's real, no filters. Hit that like, smash it. You know it, family. I'm trying to tell them, Viking. I'm trying to tell them, fam, that when the world is at war, who is safe? And that I want these people to understand that Sea of Green just said she 47. Oh, my bad, he 47. Sea of Green is 47, say they've been here before. Respect. Respect. But what I will say is, being here before is not under the same terms as being here under Trump. See, you've been here before, but you ain't been here under Trump. Yeah, you've been here before, but you ain't been here under Trump. See, now you've been here under Trump. And now that you understand Trump level of shit, Desert Storm, yeah. But think about Pearl Harbor. You have to understand, you ain't been around Trump that long enough. The things that's happening is unorthodox. The things that are happening is bamboozling and hoodwinked. The things that are happening in this day and time and day and age is opposite. And we living in a time where bad is looked at as good. We're living at a time where good is looked at as weak. We're looking at a time where taking risk is attractive. We're living in a time where if you don't take risk, you're boring. We're living at a time where negativity is looked at as positivity. We're looking at a time where positivity is looked at as negativity because it's not amusing. We're looking at a time that instead of you taking the steps by steps to learn and understand, people taking the elevator to get there faster because of the benefit with no understanding whatsoever. Ashley says, only safety is in God. But no, we are not safe. Need to learn how to shoot, save food, and grow crops. Shout out to Ashley. This is why this is no filters. You see what I'm saying, Sea of Green? Now you understand what's going on in no filters. Fam that come here or here to inform and help. That is all we stand on here at No Filters with Dilla T, is to inform and help. You understand? That's real. You see how Ashley come in? See, that's fam. Ashley, like, comment, subscribe, stay with us every day, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Dilla T. Dropping knowledge, saying only safety is in God. But no, we are not safe. We need to learn how to shoot, save food, and grow crops. Real thing, because you have to understand, you have families that got their kids out here hunting, shooting, learning how to use knives, learning how to make forest fires. That is a real thing that's going on right now in certain families and households. Training their kids on how to survive. And some people, families, feel some type of fucking way when you hear about a family teaching their kids on how to survive and shit. But that's some real shit that's going on. We have to learn how to save food, preserve. We need to learn how to defend ourselves by shooting, stabbing. Some of y'all ain't even never been okay to see blood out your own fucking hand, let alone shoot somebody, let alone stab somebody, let alone back somebody to fuck up off you. So yeah, you need no filters to understand, for people that's been through real shit, that shit don't faze nobody when it comes to the threat on my life and yours. When it comes to the threat on your life, you need to be able to do these things. Shoot, preserve, grow, live. Because believe it or not, family, that's the motherfucking times we living in, fam. Like, y'all all amp, but they got robots out here and shit. Robots. How the fuck you wouldn't think that you need to be figuring out how to grow, shoot, and preserve food to live? They've been talking about RFID chips forever. You understand? Hell, I have a CPR license. Thank God. Never thought I needed it, but I have it. My whole goddamn family got CPR license around this bitch. Because we don't know when we need it. But I would urge that you get that. Let's drop that down. Because we're going to start pulling up in no filters and start jotting down shit that we need to do. Y'all all need to jot that down. Get your CPR license and act like you know how to do CPR. Because that shit gonna save your motherfucking life. Your kids' life, your family life. You think you just breathing in a motherfucker mouth and pumping on their chest? Hell no. It's a curriculum to it. It's rules to that shit. It's a way to go about it for people to live. Oh man, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe, family. We in here cooking for real right now. CPR need to be understood. Yes. So that's the realness of understanding. Ashley says, better learn some basic training, how to stop bleeding. That's some real shit, fam. That's real shit. We all need to learn that. Moving Forward says, they pre-wrote this in 2015, all a part of the 2030 agenda. And you know what would be crazy? If there is some evidence that you can show us moving forward about them pre-writing this in 2015, all the part of 2030 agenda, I appreciate you, fam. Let us know. Because the email for me and No Filters is going to be in the comments for you all to be able to email me information of things that we all need to know so we all are in this. Because to know that they had wrote this shit up in 2015 to be a 2030 agenda, that is sad. That is spooky. That's like, what the fuck? Because what's the agenda? You continue to hear Bill Gates speak about decreasing the population, speaking about COVID-19. There are things about him that's come out in the information world about how he continues to say, hey, let's decrease the population. And in the way he chooses to do it. You understand? That is the realest thing. And shout out to Ashley. Ashley saying, hey, keep in mind, if you are on prescription meds, better know what to take. Because the pharmacies are going to be looted. They're going to be closed. They're going to be taken. Even those that's going through something where you may need a generator or to have to be on some type of machine for your heart or for your body to pump, you're going to need to know what you're going to need as a backup generator for power if it goes out. This is real shit we discussing here. And you will never get it no other better than that. So at the end of the day, family, I want us to understand how serious it is in the situations that we are involved in here at No Filters, and understanding that Trump and the decisions that Trump has made in the last levels of him just even taking office has affected America so big and so abroad and so wide that we have to make sure we stay here, family. We have to, because they not telling us this shit. Or you gonna sit back really and wait for the breaking news, World War III has commenced? Breaking news, World War III has taken over the world? Are we really finna sit here and act like we in zombie land? We finna be on some The Walking Dead type of shit right around here walking around going crazy? Because don't nobody got shit to live off of or what to do? We will not allow that. So at the end of the day, family, I'm going to leave it right here. I want to know that, like you, and what you think about understanding that we are at World War III right now and that we need to do the things we need to do to survive. I want to know what you think and what you feel we need to do to survive now if power goes out, if food is gone, if medicine is gone, transportation is no longer with us. Life as we know it changing. What do we do? And here at No Filters with Dilla T is exactly what we discuss Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. sharp with your boy Dilla T. Always appreciate you all liking, commenting about what we discussing, subscribing to the channel, family, to never miss an episode, and sharing this with the world. As always, it's your boy Dilla T, and I truly appreciate and thank you all for the love and support. As always, it's No Filters, Monday through Friday. Dilla T, signing out. Y'all be safe, family. Till next time.